Tomorrow morning, the Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
And right now at 6 o'clock, a fight broke out during a high school basketball game. We'll tell you what police had happened and what's being done today to make students and staff safe.
At the Capitol, supporters of medically assisted suicide in Connecticut are speaking up. What they're doing as efforts to get legislation passed in our state keep falling short.
Also, breaking news in Ukraine. A top Ukrainian official is one of more than a dozen people who were killed in a helicopter crash near Kyiv.
Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us here at Fox 61. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you on a quiet morning here as we turn to the weather watch. Yet another day where the temperatures are above average. We're going, I think, past 3 weeks in counting here as we look from the Hartford and New Haven city cameras and we turn things over to meteorologist Matt Scott. Good
morning. Welcome back. This is so today's the 18th, right? 18th?
Yes.
18 days of above average temperatures.
There you go.
That was easy.
I just came back from California visiting my girlfriend and her new baby. Weather was about the same.
Yeah.
Minus the rain.
Yeah, because you know Hartford. We compare Hartford to San Diego all the time, right? Well, quiet and cloudy out there. We'll talk about a little minor issue out there, but still mild for the most part. Thursday is just looking slop-tastic as we get a lot of rain and maybe a little snow coming in. Seasonal, mostly dry weekend. We'll talk about that coming up. 38, that's not bad in Hartford. 40 in New Haven, 41 in Groton. Temperatures down to 34 at the Frog Bridge in Willimantic. Talking about just a touch of precip fluttering by the northern part of the state. You see the live Doppler showing very light activity from Waterbury to Hartford. If you notice on the northern fringe, right outside of the notch, right outside of Suffield, Enfield, there might be a slippery spot or two. Higher elevations, it's not a big deal, but it may be out there. So mind your P's and Q's on the north side of the state. 38 degrees with an isolated drip now. Later on, mostly cloudy. 48. Remember the normal high, 39. Kind of already there. Actually 35 to 39 already there in some parts. All right, we'll talk about where we're going for the weekend and this big mess on the way too. That's all coming up. We'll see if there's any mess on the road right now. Good morning, Lauren Zenzi.
Good morning, Matt. We did have a couple of closures this morning. Luckily, all of them except for one have gone away. We'll bring you out to the maps right now. Over in the Pomfret area, we do still have a closure. This is at Route 169 at Murdoch Road and Day Road. It is closed because of a motor vehicle accident. A car drove into a telephone pole. They are working to get that cleaned up as of right now. In the Hartford area, 91, 84, Route 2, all looking good. Taking a live look on I-91 right now. And as we move down into the New Haven and then Fairfield County area, things are moving smooth on both 95 and the Merritt Parkway. And as we take a live look out in New Haven, things are looking good. And as we can see, that volume is starting to increase on I-95 South. We'll check in again on the roads coming up at 6:30. Tim and Erica, good morning to you.
Good
morning to you, Lauren. Thank you. Well, this morning, students and parents at Middletown High School are going to expect to see a lot more police and staff all around campus.
Yeah, this is because a fight broke out last night at a basketball game against Weaver High from Hartford. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us live outside Middletown High School to break down what we know so far. Good morning.
Tim, Erica, good morning. And in a joint statement, the Middletown Police Department alongside school officials say that one minor staff injury was reported because of this fight this morning. The police department is going over some video footage to get a better idea of what happened, what caused this fight, and to see if any future arrests are warranted because of this. Now, we are still trying to find some video of this fight to get a better idea of what exactly happened here, how big this fight was. But we do know this started last night at the end of the varsity boys basketball game between Middletown and Weaver High Schools. Police say that is when some student athletes engaged in, quote, unsportsmanlike conduct, which quickly turned into a fight involving both adult spectators and students. Police say they were able to quickly control the situation alongside district and school administrators. Officials at Middletown Public Schools say the administration is following district policies to fully address this matter and appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken. Now, the superintendent has activated the school's crisis team today, so that means you can expect to see more staff inside of the building to support students and teachers. And there will also be, as you mentioned, that increased police presence around campus as well. You're live in Middletown this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.
Angela, thank you for that update. Hopefully things go smoother from here on out. All right, it is 6:05 this morning, and supporters of legislation that would allow medically assisted suicide in Connecticut are speaking up today at the Capitol, and we've been told they're going to use some visual aids to help as well.
Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live right outside the Capitol this morning with more on what they plan to reveal today. Brooke, good morning.
Well, good morning to you both. As a way to gain support for that bill, the Compassion and Choices Action Network is unveiling a series of portraits this morning, and those are portraits of people who have been taken their own life or have died while waiting for that legislation to pass over the last several years. Now, this morning at 9:30, the network is going to put up the portraits of their loved ones who have passed and let advocates speak on why the Aid in Dying bill needs to be pushed through on this legislative session. This is a bill that would allow terminally ill, mentally competent patients the right to choose medical aid in dying. Connecticut has tried to pass a death with dignity law for years now. It was introduced again last year, but it died in committee at the end of the legislative session. Right after the Compassion and Choices Network speaks, the Public Health Committee will talk about legislative support for the bill that would be considered in the committee meeting that will also happen today as well. Some government leaders say they've been fighting for this bill for years and will continue to do so until it's passed.
Each and every person who is opposed to this bill is one unpleasant death away from becoming a proponent of this bill.
And if you're somebody that would like to go see those portraits for yourself, you can do so. They are open to the public and will be on display through February 1st. They're going to be in that hallway between the Capitol building and the Legislative Office building. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61 News.
Hi, Brooke, thank you. Well, today, local lawmakers will be advocating for a national standard when it comes to storing guns safely. They will be reintroducing Ethan's Law in Congress down in D.C. That's the Connecticut law named after 15-year-old Ethan Song of Guilford. He died back in 2018 after accidentally shooting himself with a gun that had been left unsecured in a box. You might remember that law passed in Connecticut the year after, in 2019. Now, if it passes on the national level, it would require a gun, either loaded or unloaded, to be properly stored so that anyone under the age of 18 cannot get access. Back in June, the U.S. House passed a gun control bill called the Protecting Our Kids Act, and it included Ethan's Law within it. However, that bill was never acted on in the U.S. Senate.
Also happening today, State Comptroller Sean Scanlon says he's going to meet with and thank essential workers at Bristol Hospital. And he's also expected to highlight the state's premium pay program. Now, that program is meant to help bring some extra money for workers. Their salary will determine how much extra money they qualify for. If a worker makes more than $50,000 a year, they will not get the full $1,000 amount. Well, here's a question. Should people be allowed to carry permitted guns in state parks? One local attorney says yes. Cheshire-based attorney David Nastry filed a lawsuit against the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. The lawsuit was over Connecticut's ban on carrying firearms in state parks. He says the ban defies common sense, citing hunters and the 4 recreational shooting ranges in state parks and forests. DEP has yet to comment on the lawsuit.